What is up, 12s? Are you ready to talk about the future of our defensive dominance? Our squad has been the pride of Seattle, but with our veteran pass rushers getting older, a major question is looming over the front office. A brand new mock draft just dropped, linking a game-changing edge rusher to our defense. And this move could be exactly what we need to stay elite. Want to know who this rising star is and why he fits our scheme perfectly? Stick around for the full breakdown. Before we dive in, hit that sub button, smash the like, and comment below. We need you to help us reach our 1,000 subscriber goal because our family isn't complete without your voice. The Seattle Seahawks are looking toward the future of their defensive front, as the organization eyes Minnesota defensive end Anthony Smith in the latest 2027 NFL mock draft from Bleacher Report. Coming off a dominant 2026 season where they boasted the #1 scoring defense in the league, surrendering only 292 points, the team is now evaluating how to sustain that elite performance. Head coach Mike Macdonald, who has orchestrated this defensive turnaround in just 2 seasons, faces a unique challenge in maintaining depth. With key contributors like free safety Kobe Bryant, edge Boy Mayfield, and cornerback Rick Woolen departing during free agency, the roster requires fresh talent. While the unit remains formidable, a significant portion of the veteran core on the defensive line is entering their mid-30s, creating a long-term roster concern. Brent Sobleski's mock draft identifies the 32nd overall pick, Anthony Smith, as a strategic selection to bolster the front 7. Smith, a first-team All-Big Ten performer, provides a massive 6'6", 285-pound frame that offers immediate versatility. During his breakout season, he recorded career highs with 17.5 tackles for loss and 12.5 sacks. His ability to work off the edge, operate from a 2-point stance, or reduce down in sub-packages makes him a dynamic asset for Macdonald. This potential move addresses the reality that veteran stalwarts like DeMarcus Lawrence, Leonard Williams, and Jarran Reed are approaching the end of their peak years. By targeting a rising star like Smith, the franchise aims to preserve the intensity that defines their defensive identity. As the team prepares for the draft, the focus remains on ensuring that the defensive machine built under Macdonald continues to disrupt opposing offenses at the highest level in the league. Go Hawks! The strategic importance of adding a player like Anthony Smith lies in the immediate need to manage the aging curve of current veteran defensive linemen. As it stands, DeMarcus Lawrence is 34 years old, while Leonard Williams will be 32, and Jarran Reed will turn 33 by the conclusion of the year. Furthermore, the 2027 free agency status of Uchenna Nwosu adds another layer of complexity to the defensive rotation. Smith serves as a bridge and a long-term solution, capable of sliding into various roles to alleviate the pressure on the veteran starters. The draft projection highlights his impressive production at Minnesota, noting his impact as both a pass rusher and a run defender. Why does this matter right now for the team? Because while the defense reached the pinnacle of performance in 2026, the sustainability of that success hinges on identifying the next wave of playmakers before the veteran core begins to decline significantly. By drafting a player with Smith's physical profile and technical versatility, Mike Macdonald gains a chess piece that can operate alongside Byron Murphy II and the recently extended Derek Hall. This move is not merely about replacing departing veterans. It is about creating a foundational trio that ensures the pass rush remains a primary strength for the foreseeable future. The team is balancing the need to win in the present with the necessity of planning for roster transitions in the coming years. By securing youth on the defensive front, the Seahawks are positioning themselves to avoid a major drop-off in production, while maintaining the defensive aggression that fueled their title run. This proactive approach ensures that the defensive play-calling style, which relies on versatility, has the personnel required to execute complex schemes consistently regardless of individual player turnover throughout the upcoming season. Anthony Smith brings a level of versatility that is essential for the specific defensive system employed by Mike Macdonald. During his time at Minnesota, Smith demonstrated an ability to stay effective regardless of his alignment, which is critical for a defensive front that frequently rotates players based on situational packages. His performance metrics from the previous year prove that he is more than just a developmental prospect. He is a productive disruptor who can influence the game in the backfield. The mention of his ability to reduce down in sub-packages suggests he could play multiple roles, allowing Macdonald to keep offenses off balance. With the departure of Boy Maffei to Cincinnati, the need for a high-motor player who can generate pressure consistently has increased. Smith's physical tools, specifically his length and size, provide the team with the necessary leverage to dominate at the point of attack. This is particularly relevant when considering how Macdonald utilizes his personnel to create favorable matchups. alongside Byron Murphy II, who is coming off a breakout season, and Derek Hall. The addition of Smith would signal a commitment to maintaining a ferocious front seven. The organization is looking to build on the momentum of their scoring defense title, and integrating a player of Smith's caliber would provide the depth needed to mitigate injuries or fatigue. It is a calculated move to ensure that the standard of play established in 2026 remains the baseline for 2027 and beyond. By focusing on the defensive front, the team acknowledges that the path to continued success requires controlling the line of scrimmage, a philosophy that has proven effective under the current coaching staff. This draft strategy emphasizes the importance of replenishing resources before they are fully depleted, a sign of preparation for the challenges of an evolving roster. The focus on building a young, dangerous trio is centered around Byron Murphy II, Derek Hall, and the potential addition of Anthony Smith. Byron Murphy II emerged as a significant force from the interior, tallying 7 sacks last season, and proving his worth as a foundational player. His growth provided the necessary interior pressure to allow the edge rushers to flourish. Meanwhile, the extension of Derek Hall to a 3-year, $42 million contract highlights the team's investment in homegrown talent. Although Hall recorded 8 sacks in 2024 and 2 in 2025, the increased workload expected following the departure of other starters will test his ability to reach higher production levels. Smith fits into this vision perfectly, providing the necessary depth to keep the rotation fresh and intense. The ability to rotate these 3 young players keeps opposing offensive lines guessing and ensures that the pass rush does not fade during the crucial final quarters of games. This strategy is vital for the team, as it relies on a high-pressure defensive scheme to limit points and force turnovers. By surrounding the veterans with emerging stars, the Seahawks are creating a transition period that avoids a total collapse of their defensive production. The front office and the coaching staff are aligned in the belief that a constant influx of young, hungry talent is the key to maintaining a competitive edge. This developmental path for players like Hall and the potential onboarding of Smith demonstrates a clear pathway for the next generation of defenders to take the mantle from the veteran stars. The consistency of this defensive identity is rooted in the success of these building blocks, making the 2027 draft a critical moment for the long-term health of the team's championship-caliber defense. Looking ahead, the acquisition of Anthony Smith represents a strategic commitment to the core identity that led the team to a title. The organization understands that even the most successful units require constant refinement and injection of talent to remain dominant. By targeting a prospect like Smith, the Seahawks are preparing for a landscape where their veteran leaders will eventually transition out of starting roles. This foresight is what allows the team to remain relevant in the competitive landscape of the NFL. The statistical output of Smith, with his double-digit sacks and high tackle for loss numbers, makes him an attractive prospect for a team that values defensive disruption above all else. His profile as an all-Big Ten performer adds a level of pedigree that the coaching staff looks for when evaluating incoming talent. As the team moves forward, the synergy between Byron Murphy II and Derek Hall will be the baseline for their defensive success, with Smith acting as the catalyst for the next phase of that growth. While the roster is currently deep, the reality of free agency and age-related decline dictates that the team must continue to scout aggressively. The plan is clear: keep the front 7 fierce, versatile, and young enough to compete at the highest intensity for 4 quarters. Mike McDonald's defensive schemes depend on the personnel's ability to execute, and having players like Smith ensures that no matter who is on the field, the pressure on the opposing quarterback remains relentless. Whether or not this specific mock draft becomes a reality, the logic remains sound for the team's trajectory. By prioritizing the trenches, the team honors the success of their defense while simultaneously safeguarding the future. The commitment to this defensive-first approach has paid off, and it remains the cornerstone of the organization's current competitive philosophy as they prepare for the next season.